Thank you for joining me today.
Sure.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine too. How are you living this whole coronavirus thing?
So far, it's okay.
What do you do to keep busy?
Oh, I don't know. I stay pretty busy though. A lot of Zoom meetings and stuff like that.
Okay, it's kind of a hard time.
Yeah. Where are you?
Uh, I don't understand. What have you said?
Where Where are you
Uh, I'm from
located?
I'm from Belgium.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 4 p.m. here.
Okay, good.
So back to Up Your Time. You mostly know for portraying Mrs. Kim in Gilmore Girls. Uh,
Right.
how have how have you been
What?
how have you been cast
Oh,
in
how
Gilmore?
was I cast?
Yes.
Oh, well, I went in and when I went in, I used a kind of a bad Korean accent. I tried my best. And the showrunner, the creator, Amy, she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Korean accent, but don't worry, I'll make it better." And she said, "No, don't use an accent." So I didn't. But she did tell me that um, it was very military. She was like a sergeant or a general, so that helped. So that helped with the cadence,
Yeah.
and that created Mrs. Kim's sound.
Yeah. You've just said that you try to do the Korean accent, and
Yes.
I've learned that even though Mrs. Kim speak Korean, you actually can't. So
Yeah.
how did you manage to do the scenes where you had to speak Korean?
I only had one.
Yeah.
And luckily, it was with my very dear, dear friend who played my mother, who is Korean.
Yeah.
So, and I got the script the night before, the day before. And I said, I can't learn this Korean in a day. So, I mean, I tried. I really, really stayed up all night trying. But I had the lines written, they were like on cards inside my hand. They were written on the wall. They were hanging off the camera. And then whenever I would go off track, my friend would take over and make the scene work because she speaks Korean and she saved my butt initially. Actually, her name is Jun Kyoko Lu, and she's a brilliant actress. So lucky I was.
Thankfully, it was in French you have to speak, but I'm sure Michelle could have helped.
Oh yes, Michelle could have helped.
So I think the episode where you had to speak Korean was Lane's wedding,
Yes.
if I remember well. And I've learned that you improvised something during this episode. Can you tell us about it?
Yes. In the script, I put my mother, after speaking Korean, I put my mother in a car and I waved bye to her in the cab as she's leaving. And that was the end of the scene. But I didn't end it there because in my mind, all I wanted to do was get rid of my mother and get to the church and see my daughter be married in a Christian church. So after I waved bye to her, I took a beat and I went, go! And I started running like all hell to the church, and then everybody else started following me, and it was such a fun moment, and they kept it in the episode, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, there was a bit surprised though,
Yes, they were. Like, what
because
is she doing?
yeah. In Gilmore Girls, the relationship between Lorelai and her parents are very important. And uh, do you think the relationship between Lane and Mrs. Kim is kind of similar of Lorelai and her parents? I mean, like them, Mrs. Kim tries to control Lane's life, and in the end, Lane is living in a way Mrs. Kim doesn't approve at first. So, do you think it was on purpose that the producer did that?
Pro- possibly. I think that our situation is a little different because Mrs. Kim is a first generation immigrant.
Yeah,
And as with a lot of first generation immigrants, they suffered a lot for their children. And so they're very strict, but because they want them to succeed in this world, because their lives are so difficult when they moved over and so I think she was trying to make Lane a survivor and not be weak so that she could succeed in this in the United States. So it really comes, I think, out of just absolute devotion to her daughter and love for her daughter.
yeah, but it's kind of like Lorelai's parents, and at the end they lost her, like Mrs. Kim had with Lane.
But Mrs. Kim did not lose Lane. Mrs. Kim ended up bending. It was a marvelous over the 7 years. It was like a mutual. Uh, they worked together, Lane and her mother. Even though a mother listening to a daughter, wow, that's you don't have to do that in Asian cultures. However, Mrs. Kim did because she started off very strict with her rules, but later on she accepted Zach. She accepted her mixed race children, grandchildren. She booked the band for Hep Aliens,
Oh
and
yeah,
she enjoyed it. She loved Hep Aliens. So I think, and then on the other hand, Lane on the other hand became just an exemplary daughter. She thanked her mother a few times. She didn't have sex until after she was married.
yeah, that's
So I think it was it was a really nice and special relationship that they had, both giving and taking. Yeah.
yeah, sure. And Mrs. Kim is alone to raise Lane because
Yes.
about that, a lot of fans are doing. What about Lane's father? Because we have never heard about him. Do you know something about him?
In my
About Lane?
mind,
Yeah, or the producer they told you something about Lane's father?
no, we never
No.
talked about him.
So it will stay a mystery then.
Yes. So in
Maybe
my mind, he was
yeah,
a rock star.
he was a rock star.
He was a rock star minister.
Why do you
And that's
think?
why, uh, because Mrs. Kim actually, even though she comes off as very strict, she loves music. She loves a good joke. She loves her Bible. So you put all that together, and so it's a rock star minister husband who's out spreading the world and spreading the word, and he's out in Korea a lot, maybe other places.
Yeah,
But I think he's also, yeah. I think the
but
spinoff would be, no, he'd still be out, but the spinoff is I'm with my grandkids, the two boys, and we start our own band. Because I kept waiting for the day where I would play with Hep Aliens, and that never came, and that pissed me off.
yeah, but maybe we
Because I
will
just
know.
wanted to,
Maybe we will
huh?
know Lane's father and all of this thing if a new revivals comes up.
Yes.
So in 2016, Gilmore Girls came up with 4 new episodes on Netflix.
Yeah.
I was wondering, how was it to be back at Kim's Antiques after so many years? Did you feel the same way you felt when it was the first show?
Yes. Nothing changed. Um, it was so nice. Almost everybody came back, which is a huge testament to Amy and the show. Um, even Suki came back.
Yeah,
They didn't think she'd come back, but she had her afternoon free, so she came back.
yeah.
But it was terrific. It was like no time had passed except for, well, Alexis had a baby. So
Who has a baby?
Alexis,
Oh yeah,
Rory,
Rory. Yeah, she has a baby.
yeah. So
Uh,
things had changed a little bit.
and how do you explain that the show is still so popular after so many years? I mean, you have such a huge fan base who's still here.
Yeah, I think that also I think is a testament to Amy and to the cast and the crew and everybody. Um, the way Amy directed the show, it was far from condescending. She said we were supposed to speak as fast as we could and not lean on any jokes. If people got the jokes, fine. If they didn't, that's all right too. But I think it was also based on the relationships of the people in the town. So although everybody had disagreements, Lord, they had disagreements, but there was an underlying strength of community and of friendship, I think, and of respect of one another. And I think that's what the fans love to tap into, love to see, especially now. You know, we need that sense of community and of respect and friendship. It feels good.
Yeah, especially now. You know, I'm rewatching the show with with my boyfriend. He's never seen the show before, and so yeah, it's yeah, it's cool to watch it now during this hard time, and we have a hard time to follow it sometimes because you all speak so fast. So sometimes it's a bit hard, but yeah, we didn't want to watch the show in French or in another language because the language, the show is in English, and I think we have to keep it that way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah. Are you still in touch with the cast and who?
What?
Are you still in touch with the cast?
Just just Lane, just Keiko
Yeah.
and Liz Torres,
She play Miss Patty?
Miss Patty.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a Gilmore Girls reunions. So a lot of us go there. I see Todd Lowe. Yeah. I see Todd and I see the the Hep aliens. I see them.
Yeah, you are going to you were at Gilmore Girls Fans Fest. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I hope you will come with the cast in at a convention in France or Belgium. It will be so cool. You know, many fans are requesting for Gilmore Girls convention in Paris, but it still doesn't happening. So we
Oh,
hope.
we
Will you?
hope. That would be nice.
Yeah, would you love to come here?
I would love to go. Yes.
I will let them know. Uh, I've seen that you are on Cameo doing videos, connecting with fans, and pretending to be Mrs. Kim.
Yeah.
Uh, so you seem to be still so attached to her. Uh, so why? It's the role of a lifetime?
For TV, I do a lot of stage,
Yeah.
and I've been very, very lucky doing theatrical productions. However, for TV, this is Mrs. Kim is a really good part because as an Asian American, there are very few roles of that are three-dimensional. And this covers a relationship over 7 years, a mother and daughter relationship that's real, that changes, that has joy, that has intense pain. So yes, I would say it is a role of a lifetime. And I am very, very attached to it.
Okay, so you, you are happy to doing these cameos for fans. It's
Yes.
important for you to stay in contact with your fans.
Not not for me really. At first I wasn't sure if I would like it, but it is a two-way street. And I like hearing their stories and trying to address them individually with their background when I do my cameos. So it
Yeah,
actually takes me a long time.
yeah. I've seen your videos with your. I don't know how we say this. Your,
Oh,
when yeah, that. What is it?
oh, it's a pick pipe.
A pig pipe. Okay,
Yeah.
and you have also your glass when it's
I
a.
used to, but I lost them.
Ah, you lost them.
So,
That was
but
quite fun.
today my cat was in one.
So, um, so I don't have any questions. So, um, yeah, I will say thank you so much for this live.
Okay,
I hope you enjoyed it, and
I did.
I
Thank
hope
you.
you didn't have a hard time to understand me.
No, your English is wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm working on it. So
Good.
I'm gonna end this live with one of your favorite song ever. I think you know the song.
I do.
Let's do this. You know-
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Bye.